Question, would you buy a house without actually seeing it? Would you buy a house sight unseen? It's actually a little bit rare in the real estate industry to see that happen because it's such a large financial investment. But today, during COVID, we're actually seeing these numbers ramp up quite dramatically. According to a new study done by NAR, the National Association of Realtors, they found that 1 in 20 purchases during COVID has been with a sight unseen property. Incredible numbers. And when buyers are looking at the market through the lens of their devices, here's what they found to be the most important digital search preferences, digital search tools. Number one, photos, as you would expect, 89%. Detailed information, the copy, the description we're giving of the property. Floor plans, which you often see with new construction, but not necessarily with other types of properties. Virtual tours, interactive maps, videos, virtual open houses, and virtual listing appointments where you can actually walk through the home virtually with your agent, maybe taking you on a FaceTime tour of the property. So, quick question for all of us that are thinking about this. When we think about our listings, the ones that we're bringing to market, are we taking them to another level? A level where someone would pull the trigger and buy the home based on your marketing. Think about that. Is your marketing that good? That's one of three questions I want to ask you today. Before we move on, I'm going to give you another stat that will actually blow your mind as well, which is this, that on average, last year, buyers looked at 10 homes over 10 weeks. That's now changed. Buyers are looking at about 9 homes over 8 weeks, but of the 9 homes they're checking out, 5 of them, believe it or not, they are looking at virtually, and they're considering that an actual showing. It's a different mentality than we've seen before. They're looking at a virtual showing as being almost equal, not quite, but almost equal to a live showing. So of the 9 homes they look at seriously, 5 of them have been virtual showings, 4 have been live coming in to look at the property. This could fundamentally change how we practice real estate going into the future. So I have 3 quick questions. Number one, can someone virtually tour your listings? And would somebody maybe pull the trigger based on how good you've done in terms of marketing? In other words, do you have a video, a virtual home tour? Do you have those floor plans I talked about? How good's your description? Are you talking about the neighborhood? Now here's what's interesting. Of the 13 reasons why somebody buys a home, 9 are related to the neighborhood and what's called proximity. Closeness to schools, closeness to work, shopping, places of worship, all the things that create a neighborhood. This is why a lot of people make the decision. Even more important than the house itself is the neighborhood. Are you talking about it? Are you selling it? Are you a visual storyteller? Are you showing a story? Are you creating a storyboard about the property in the neighborhood someone could invest in? So that's the first question. Second question is this. Are your visuals the best in the marketplace? Are you hiring the best of the best? Are you going with the lowest bidder? Or worse, you're taking your own pictures. Can you imagine in today's world taking your own pictures? Unless you're a professional photographer, that would be a huge mistake. So are you hiring the best of the best? And here's one danger that all realtors have right now, and that is assuming because you're going to sell the property almost instantaneously, because almost every listing that hits the market is selling almost instantaneously, as long as it's priced right, that we don't have to do as good at marketing. We don't have to invest in the videography or the drone. We don't have to invest in the high HD photography. We don't have to do as good a job with our descriptions or collecting floor plans or showing off all the improvements that a seller's done or showing off features of the property. And because of that, we might just kind of phone it in. And when we phone it in, even though the property sells, what we're missing is a massive opportunity because we should look at every listing we take not as a sale of that listing, because that's almost a given. We should be looking at it as a job application for the next listing we could take. It's our resume. It's our online resume that's going to show the neighborhood, your sphere of influence, and everybody who's looked at this property just how good a listing agent you are. Which leads me to the third question is, how good is your copywriting? Which plays a part of this. Remember, we're so focused on visuals, we forget the importance of copywriting. What was the second item on my list? The second item on my list was the description. We often get so focused on the HD photography, the drone shot, the dust shot, the dawn shot, all the things that we put into the virtual tour, the videography of the whole property, but we forget the importance of copywriting. take a look at your ad copy and measure it by two distinct areas. Number one, is it click friendly? In other words, when you read through that first 160 characters, would you be likely to say read more? Click here to read more. Would you do that? Because that's the way most buyers are seeing properties. They're coming in through an email, they're reading the first 160 characters, and they're deciding, should I read more? You've got to write like a copywriter for a magazine. You got to grab people's attention, drag them in, and tell a story. People are buying lifestyle, they're not buying amenities, they're buying benefits, not features, and this is an art form we got to get better at, right? So those are my 3 questions for you, and really dive into that. Is your property marketed to the degree that someone could buy it just based on your marketing? If it is, you're doing a great job. If it's not, raise your game for 2021. Take yourself to the next level and get better at marketing your properties, because it will lead to more listings and more business for you going forward. Have a great day. Good selling. We'll see you next time over at eRealEstateCoach.com.